Mabuhay! Ako po si Luis Pedron, isang Filipino nakatira po dito sa Jackson Heights, Queens. May magandang balita po. Nandito po si Atty. Gehi ng Gehi and Associates sa 7409 37th Avenue sa Jackson Heights, Queens, New York. Nandito po ang mga Pilipino. Libre po ang consultation para mag-umpisa po kayo sa inyong mga kaso. Ngayon pa naman marami po tayong may tatanong sa kanya sa ating panayam ngayong hapon. Nandito po si Atty. Gehi. Atty. Gehi, I was just telling them that it's so exciting to welcome you here in the Filipino community here in Jackson Heights. And your address is 7409 on the second floor of 37th Avenue. And the phone number, of course, is 718-263-5999, gehilaw.com.
That is correct.
So, tell me how excited you are to be here in this area, and I know it's a very diversified zip code.
I'm very happy
Everyone's
to
here.
meet the Filipino community,
Yes.
help our nurses, help people to get the green cards, help them to become citizens, and above all, I really want to enjoy the good Filipino food in the neighborhood.
Yes, and we're actually near the subway. The Filipinos are excited with the new change. It'll be a new administration, it'll be a new setup, the new normal. What do you think, attorney, will be the topic of amnesty is what Filipinos will be asking about. A lot are undocumented Filipinos or other nationalities. They would probably ask you about that question. What do you foresee will happen in this new administration?
Such a wonderful question from you, Louis. Number one, let's talk about DACA recipients.
Yes.
A lot of our Filipino friends have DACAs. So according to me, the little that I see is that what I've seen from Biden, he's a true leader. If you look at his speeches, he's a fantastic leader. And according to me, if Biden cannot get this done, don't even expect the next administration to get this done. And I have confidence in him. After listening to his speeches, he's asking both the political parties to work for him. Look at the speeches of prior presidents. Not many have said that. So he's opening the door. So we are expecting immigration reform. And he is going to be far more liberal than Donald Trump on immigration. Donald Trump closed the doors. Donald Trump even tried to stop legal immigration. Legal immigration. But I think that Biden is first going to get rid. He is going to first get rid of the executive orders, which were very bad. The Muslim ban, asking DACA holders to be deported from the country. Ridiculous.
Can you explain what DACA is again?
Deferred action for childhood arrivals. These were children who came into the country
As a minor.
as a minor. They were out of status. So Obama gave them work permits. And then this matter went to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, don't touch these wonderful children. They should be given an opportunity to live here because they are an asset of the United States. They are an asset to the United States. And a fantastic decision from the Chief Justice, John, that was just a great decision from him. And he said that they should be allowed. But Trump also wanted them out of the country. So those children will be benefited. Other than that, there will be an implementation of the guest worker program that was always in the works from Chuck Schumer. It was known as the Gang of Five. And they will work together and people will have to earn their citizenship. They'll have to basically pay the back taxes. So it's a good idea for people to pay the back taxes and meet with lawyers and know what's going on. There was another program in the past which was stopped. It was known as DAPA, D-A-P-A, Deferred Action for Parents. So let's see whether those programs are going to be opened up by this administration. But there's a lot to see. But the big mistake which people are doing right now, and I'm telling you, this is where our community is going wrong. You're on a student visa, golden opportunity for you to start talking to your employer to sponsor you for a green card. If you're a nurse, come in and see us. If you're applying for citizenship, come in and see us. Fiancé visa, we can do it right away. Getting married, nothing like it. If you are in deportation, and even if you have a deportation order, Louis, do you know that you may still be eligible for a green card even if you have a deportation order? Take an example. You have a deportation order. You had applied for political asylum. Your asylum got denied. Your parents sponsored you. If you get granted the provisional waiver, you can still qualify for a green card. You're married to an American citizen, you have a deportation order, you may have a chance to still get your green card. Bottom line is, there is not enough legal education available within our community wherein people know their rights. They think that the laws are difficult. Of course the laws are difficult, but you need the experience. There's a saying, how could you climb Mount Everest without having a Sherpa with you? How could you become a martial arts expert without having a mentor in front of you? How could you make a film without a wonderful director like Louis?
Po, ako po si Luis Pedron na mag-uumpisa po tayo sa isang show natin, Green Card with Atty. Gehi. Siya po ay located dito sa Jackson Heights sa Queens. Kaya mga kababayan, magbisita po kayo sa bago niyang opisina, 7409 37th Avenue, Suite 205, Jackson Heights, New York, 11372. At libre po ang consultation. Ang phone number po ay 718-263-5999. Ngayon magtanungan na tayo. Green Card with Atty. Gehi. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Atty. Gehi to his show. We are also with Jamila Rose Lineses, who will be helping me ask the questions. Atty. Gehi, would you like to greet our viewers here in New York and around the US and maybe around the world?
Firstly, kumusta to everybody, and firstly, thank you to Louis and thank you to Jamila for having me on the show, especially our great Filipino community. I'm so excited today, Louis, that I am before the Filipino community with you because our community, our Filipino community, has been asking me questions. What are the new changes that are coming out from Joe Biden, our president?
And Atty. Gehi, you know Filipinos are very cordial. You'll enjoy them as clients and they will also enjoy you as an attorney because I have heard you talk. You are very courteous, you're very handsome, and you are very charismatic. So they will enjoy having you as their attorney. Jamila Rose Lineses, I think we have questions from our viewers. Maybe you can ask the first question for Atty. Gehi. Live
Sorry,
show.
guys.
There
Sorry,
you go.
guys.
Thank you, Jamila.
Thank you, Luis, for giving me the opportunity to tell the questions that we have from our viewers. So I'm seeing here that the first question is from Christina from Queens. She's asking, why is it so important to be a citizen?
Okay, that's a very good question from Christina. Christina, it's important for a person to become a citizen because number one is a citizen cannot be easily deported from the United States. That's number one. Second thing is that you can exercise your right to vote in the United States of America, which is a very important right, especially for immigrants, to show that they have some powers in this country. So if you become a citizen, you are treated like any other citizen who is born in this country, except for the fact that you cannot become the president of the United States. You can do many other things. For example, you can even become, a senator in this country. You can become a congresswoman. So that is great. If you are a green card holder, you cannot. Above all, you can sponsor a lot more of your relatives. You can sponsor more relatives. So if you are an American citizen, you can sponsor your fiance, your spouse, your mother, your father, your unmarried sons and daughters under 21, your unmarried sons and daughters over 21, your married children, as well as your brothers and sisters for a green card to the United States of America. And also, you can qualify for federal jobs in this country because green card holders cannot get a lot of federal jobs. And also, there are some other benefits of becoming a citizen because you can get welfare benefits, you can get social security benefits. Those benefits may not be available to green card holders. So, to make a long story short, it is a fantastic opportunity for anyone who qualifies. They should become citizens in this great nation.
Attorney Gehi, if you define green card, which is U.S. residence card, right? What are the different ways to become a green card holder here in America?
Okay, so number one is for a person to become a green card holder. The easiest way, which I've been dealing with the Filipino community a lot, is marriage. Getting married is the fastest way of becoming a green card holder. Now, how does that work? Let's talk about it. So, I get a lot of calls from our Filipino community. So, I'm going to explain everything step by step. Now, this is going to be very important. So, I am going to speak very slowly. Let's take an example that a Filipino man or a woman comes with a visa to America. He comes with a visitor's visa. And now, unfortunately, he has overstayed his visa. Now, he may think that there's a problem. Of course, there's a problem. You have overstayed your visa. What can he do? If he gets married to an American citizen, the good news is in approximately 5 to 6 months, he can get a work permit, he can get a driver's license, he can get a social security card, and after he passes the interview, which means within a period of 8 to 9 months, he can qualify for a green card in America without leaving the country. So that is a good thing when you get married to an American citizen. But sometimes people cannot find a citizen. So I tell them, look for a green card holder. There's a very good saying in English, something is better than nothing. So get married to a green card holder, and eventually that green card holder can become a citizen. And then, even through that, if you entered with a visa, you can get a green card in America. That's another way of looking at how to get a green card. The third category of people are people who are here on a student visa. You came here on a student visa, you're living here, you're going to school, and suddenly you find a good employer who's very much interested in sponsoring you for a green card. If you are legal in this country, which means if you are on a student visa, or if you're on O visa, or any other legal visa, the employer may be able to sponsor you for a green card. The best example are nurses from the Philippines. They come here on a student visa, they find an employer. Through that employer, they can qualify for a green card. There are people here who are computer engineers and they're on an H-1B program. They can get sponsored through their employers. There are architects from the Philippines here. They can get sponsored through their employers. And within 1.5 to 2 years, they may qualify for a green card. So one is getting married. Second is through your employer. But remember, when you're applying through your employer, you should be legal in this country. So that is going to help you tremendously, Louis.
Kaya tuwang-tuwa nga po kay Attorney Gehi. He says it as it is, direct to the point. Jamila, do we have more questions?
Yes, actually, we have a question from Ralph from Brooklyn, and Ralph wants to ask when Attorney Gehi talked about marriage, so he's asking when is the petition for fiance visa okay? Is it okay for them, or is it best for them to be in America, or you can process it in Manila?
Okay, the best thing is that if you are applying for a fiance visa, the best thing to do is that your fiance should be outside the country. Because if she's in the country, the better thing to do for you is to save your money and get married.
Right.
Why do you want to even go for a fiance visa? It doesn't make practical sense. But the best thing to do is, suppose in case you're in love with a person in the Philippines right now, you are an American citizen. You met her in Manila. You visited Manila. You met this wonderful lady. You came back. Now you want to get her here. You can apply for a fiance visa. That's the best thing to do. So within 8 or 9 months, your fiance can come to America. Then within 90 days of her presence in the United States, within 90 days of her presence in the United States, she has to get married. So once they get married, then that US citizen can sponsor this person for a green card.
Attorney, a lot of the people try to process their visas or application to the immigration through website and online and whatnot. And every now and then they get into problems and they don't know how to solve it. What is the importance of hiring an attorney?
Number one, this is my experience. I'm sure you know this, Louis. When people do it on their own, sometimes they succeed or sometimes they mess up the case. A simple example is that when you're sick, why do you see a doctor? Because he's going to give the right medicine. But when you just going to go to the pharmacy and pick up something, either you may be fine or you may wind up with diarrhea. So the question here is that if you really want to get everything straightened up properly, make sure that you hire any professional, either in the legal profession, or in the medical profession, or in the accounting profession. So the bottom line is that when an experienced lawyer does your job, he will try his very best to take the utmost precautions to ensure that you are in good hands. That's why it's important for people to hire a good lawyer when they are sponsoring their relatives.
And Attorney Gehi, I want to remind everyone, all my Filipino kababayans here in New York City, that you do have a new branch. It's actually at Jackson Heights, 7409. That's on 37th Avenue, very near 74th Street, where the Indian area is, where the restaurants are, and a stone's throw away, walking distance to the Filipino area where the restaurants are, in Jackson Heights, Queens. Free po ang consultation. Tumawag lang po kayo sa 718-263-5999 at mag-set up po kayo ng libreng consultation. Of course, sabihin nyo, Luis Pedron and Jamila sent you, ha? So, Attorney Gehi, I think Jamila has more questions.
Yes.
Take it away, Jamila.
Thank you, Luis. Our next question is from Maria Elena Del Prado from Queens. And she has a question. I have a friend who applied, who's becoming a U.S. citizen on process, just filed mid-year of 2020. Can he go to his country and take his mom and his brother, taking care of his mom, to visit America while he will be processing their papers to come permanently to join, and how will this be?
So the question is that he's a green card holder, correct?
Yes, he is,
And
and
he's
he
sponsoring
applied.
his wife?
No, he would like to bring his mom and his brother, who's taking care of his mother right now. They're outside of America.
Okay, so first thing is that he should become a citizen. And
Okay.
once he becomes a citizen, he can get his mother here. And once if the mother comes, then she can sponsor the son. That would be the best way to do the case. Or what he can do is we can help him by applying for the visit visa for the mother to come over here. That should be the answer to the question.
Great. Thank you so much, Attorney Gehi.
Attorney, somebody's asking me, they have a U.S. visa, tourist visa in the Philippines, and they want to come visit now. Is the border open to tourist visas nowadays?
Yes, what he has to do is that he has to always check with the airlines. And once if the airlines say everything is good to go, there should be no problems because sometimes airlines are also getting a lot of directions every day. So always check with the airlines. And if you have a visa, valid visa, if you have an airline ticket, if the airline is saying it's okay, then you don't have a problem.
Oh, interesting. Thank you for that. A lot of people are asking if our border is open. Jamila, more questions?
Yes. So for the students, I understand that there is a way for them to become green card holders. And Attorney Gehi talked about the possibility of getting the green card through the employers. Can Attorney Gehi talk more about the students? Let's say the student is an IT student who graduated. What is the fastest and most efficient way for him to become a green card
Let's
holder?
talk about nurses and about students, which is very important.
Yes.
Number one is that if you are a nurse over here on a student visa and if you have optional practical training or curricular practical training, there's good news for the nurse. So the nurse can directly apply for the green card by applying for the form I-140. And if that is approved, she can get a green card within 1 year. No, the good thing about nurses is that they don't have to undergo the labor certification process if you are an RN. So that's great news for nurses. As far as you pass the NCLEX, as far as you've done with your CGFNS, you're good to go. And as far as you've done the visa screening, and if you're a certified nurse, the good news is you don't have to undergo the labor certification process. You can directly apply for the green card through your employer. Second category, students who are IT students. What you need to do is if you are a STEM occupant, which means if you are a major in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, look for a company. If they sponsor you within the 28 months, you don't need an H1 because people get confused. They think that in order for a person to get a green card, he needs an H1. That is wrong. Even if you are on a student visa, if you're legal in this country, if an employer wants to sponsor you, you can directly qualify for a green card without going through the H1B process. And that is very important. And there are some other questions which I had, Jamila. This is something else which I got actually, on my email from a Filipino gentleman. He asked me to answer the question. The question was, I have been ordered deported because I applied for political asylum in the US. He said that he has a deportation order. Can he still qualify for a green card? The answer is yes, you may still qualify for a green card. Now, if this person is married, or if he can get married to an American citizen, we can apply for a waiver. And if the waiver is approved, he may still qualify. If this person has parents in the United States, and if the parents sponsor him, we can apply for a waiver. If the waiver is approved, he may still qualify for a green card. So, to make a long story short, even if you have a deportation order, you may still qualify for a green card.
Attorney, I've heard of situations like this where the spouse married an American and she has a green card, but they split up. Maybe due to domestic violence, they fought, or something, almost criminal happened to them. Um, is there a way that she can still pursue her being a citizen? And the second question to that is, what if they're estranged already? And as far as I know, you need to know all the details of the husband, of the American husband, but they're estranged, maybe due to, drug addiction of the person, or maybe of domestic violence, and they don't want to talk to each other anymore. Can that person still pursue her citizenship, even though she doesn't have the details of the husband?
All right, so let's go a little slow. So what will happen? This is such an interesting question. So we'll have to break it down into different parts.
Yes, please.
Number one is that a person comes from the Philippines
Yes.
on a green card. She gets a 2-year green card and she is married to this American citizen. And now, after she comes here, this person starts abusing her. Or the man starts abusing the woman, or the woman starts abusing the man. And we are taking into consideration a person who comes on a 2-year green card. So, in this instance, if that person is a victim of abuse, so if the immigrant over here is a victim of abuse, they don't have to undergo the torture for the rest of their lives. As far as we can show that the immigrant has been a victim of torture, we can apply for the battered spouse. As a battered spouse, you don't need any signatures from the citizen spouse because
No
you have been
signature
abused. So
because you have been abused.
sponsor yourself for a green card if you are a victim of abuse. So, bottom line is, you don't have to undergo torture. If you are in a relationship wherein you are being subjected to abuse, the bottom line is, meet with a good lawyer, try to apply as a better spouse, and get your green card out on your own. That would be your first thing to do. Let's take another example. You met somebody over here and you are illegal. Undocumented is a better word. You got married to the citizen and he applied for your green card. But unfortunately, now what has happened is that your spouse is saying that he doesn't want to go for the interview. The American citizen spouse is saying he's not going to go, he's very abusive to you. Immediately see a lawyer. We may be able to qualify you as an abuser spouse and you may still be entitled to a green card. So the
Right.
question is that if your spouse is troubling you, does not mean that there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There may be light at the end of the tunnel depending upon the facts and circumstances of the case. The third part of this is very important. I know someone here. This lady was married to a citizen for years. They have children. And this man never wanted to sponsor her. And he was abusing her every day. Do you know, even if he did not petition this woman, he can still self sponsor herself for a green card if she's a victim of abuse. So the Violence Against Women's Act applies to men as well as to women. Even if you're a male and if you have been subjected to abuse from a US citizen or from a green card holder, you may still qualify for a green card. If you are a child who has been subjected to abuse from your parents, you may also qualify. If you're a parent who has been subjected to abuse from his children who are adults, you may also qualify. So remember, if you are a victim of abuse, meet with a lawyer.
Right. And you're reiterating that with all these complicated situations, get a lawyer. Of course, interview your lawyer. Feel free to get a free consultation, Attorney Gehi. And if you like each other, go and hire the lawyer, whoever that may be. Attorney Gehi, how about another question wherein the person arrived here as green card and living the life with the American citizen, But what if the American citizen died? Can the petitioned wife, who is a green card holder, still pursue her
Right.
life as a
So
green card
let's talk
holder
about
here
the
and
slowly.
get into
So
American
the first thing
citizenship
that,
in the future?
yeah. So number one is that sometimes what happens is that you met somebody over here. He's an American citizen. You married that citizen, and during the pendency of the green card, the U.S.
Right.
citizen dies. So there's a law which is known as the Widow Penalty Act, under which within 1 year, if you apply for a green card, and if you can prove that your marriage was a bona fide marriage and you married the person with an intent to establish a life together, the good news is you may still qualify for a green card. So that is
That's
good
good
news.
news. Um, Attorney, how about the deadlines? Have everything been postponed due to the pandemic? And the approvals of visas, have they been, prolonged because of the pandemic? Any delays happening right now?
See, the good thing is that immigration has started opening up now. Now everyone has started getting life back to normal. It is time for people to start meeting the lawyers and getting the works going. For example, in the Filipino community, we're having a lot of people coming to our office asking us about sponsoring their relatives, their brothers, their sisters, their mother, their father. They're applying for fiance visas, they're applying for spouse visas, and above all, as you said before, people who have been victims of abuse, they have also started coming and seeing us. And people who have applied for political asylum, even they have started coming and seeing us.
Attorney Gay, can you define political asylum?
Yes.
So
I know
political
our
asylum,
Right.
country.
which means
Yes,
if
please.
you go back to the Philippines, if you think you'll be persecuted because of your race, your religion, your membership in a social group, or because of a political opinion, then you should consider applying for political asylum. Or take an example, if there is a woman who has been a victim of domestic abuse from her spouse, I would still tell them to consider. I know the law is kind of topsy turvy, it's not perfect on the point, but I feel that very soon that law will change. And if you've been a victim of domestic violence, you may you may consider asylum at the stage, because sometimes domestic violence can also be related to religion, because for example there are some religions which say that it's okay to beat women up, which is so wrong. So if you've been a victim of domestic violence, you should consider talking to an attorney about this matter.
Jamila, do you have more questions?
Yes, actually, we have a couple of questions here from Facebook. And Meredith Raza Rice is asking for visit visas like my mom. Will she be quarantined after arriving to the U.S.?
All right, that depends on the state in which, and I think that that's not an immigration question, but what they need to do, they can go actually online and check it up exactly what are the quarantine requirements for every state. But generally, like in New York, as you know, it's 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, quarantine has to happen, and then that's how they have to proceed. Still, those laws are in effect.
Great. We have another question from Washington, D.C. from Brudung Pakung. The question is, from the employer's perspective, what are the requirements for them to be eligible for sponsoring someone who's illegal? For who's
Okay.
illegal, yes.
First thing is that exactly if you're sponsoring someone who's illegal or who's undocumented, as I said, the best way is to get married to an American citizen, unless and until Joe Biden doesn't change the law. That would be
Mhm.
one way. Second thing is that if the person fears persecution in their country because of race, religion, or political opinion, then consider political asylum.
Mhm.
What are the ways I would say that would be the right way?
I actually want to reiterate to everyone, besides the Jackson Heights office, Attorney Gehi actually has another branch in Ozone Park, which is 104-05 Liberty Avenue. That's in the Ozone Park area. 173-29 Jamaica Avenue in Jamaica, Queens. And of course, the one we're promoting is the new branch, 74-09 37th Avenue, Suite 205, second floor, here in Jackson Heights, Queens, New York. Attorney Gehi, believe it or not, a lot of people, a lot of Filipinos are scared to go to a lawyer. Firstly, they say it's too expensive. Secondly, when you ask a question to a lawyer, they pay already hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Why why are you so generous to give us free consultation on
See,
our first
because I believe,
Yes.
firstly, that people should generally know whether they qualify for a case. And there are some people, like, they don't want to just go to a lawyer and just basically spend the money and say, and hear the fact that there is no hope or they cannot do anything about it. So we have our offices open 7 days a week. And plus, what we do is we handle immigration cases from all over the United States and the world. So even if someone is watching this program in the Philippines, we should be able to help them. And secondly, besides that, we can also help them with other things in this matter, and it all depends upon the facts and circumstances of the case.
Attorney Gay, actually, I have a lot of inquiries from filmmakers in the Philippines who are award-winning filmmakers, award-winning actors, and people have done lots and lots of films. They want to work in America or get the. Is there such a thing as a visa for them here in the future? And I'm gonna do consultation with you with them. But otherwise, is there such a thing as them having a path to having a visa here in America?
Yes, so let's talk about that. If there are all these artists, there are musicians, and if they're actors, they're models, they can definitely come to America, and they have a special category known as entertainers visas. So I would say that if they're entertainers, they should come over here. They can email us at info@gehilaw.com. We should be able to help them. And if they're outstanding professors, if you have people in the Philippines who have written a lot of publications, they have the PhDs, they can even self-sponsor themselves for a green card. So if you're a well-known scientist in the Philippines, or if you're someone who's won some major international awards, you don't even need a sponsor. You can self-sponsor yourself for a green card. So there are ways wherein you can even self-sponsor yourself for a green card.
Wow, that's super exciting. A lot of my International Film Festival and filmmakers will be happy about that. Do you accept Zoom meetings? We can do
Yes, we
Zoom
do.
consultation.
And the easy way to do it is, like, if you have clients from other states other than New York, very simple, go to info@gehilaw.com and send your information with your phone number. We'll first try a phone, and if everything works, then we also give a Zoom meeting.
Right. Attorney Gehi, before Jamila ask another question, besides immigration, does your law firm Gehi and Associates also accept other types of cases?
Yes, from New York, we also do bankruptcies. So we also help in debt collection, debt settlement matters. If someone is having a problem to pay the debt, we can do debt settlement. We can help them with bankruptcies. Then we also do personal injury. If someone has been injured in an accident, we also handle divorce and family law cases from New York. So when it comes to immigration, we handle immigration cases from all over the United States and the world. But when it comes to bankruptcy, personal injury, divorce, matrimonial law, and dealing with business closings or residential closings or criminal law, we only handle New York. So any legal matter, they should connect with us and we'll be happy to help the community.
Any legal matter, right? What if attorney, what if I win the lotto? Can I hire you as my lotto
Oh, sure, you can.
represent me?
We can definitely represent you. Not
Yes,
a problem.
that's my law of
Wishing
attraction.
you
I'm
the very
already
best
like,
to win the lotto.
I'm already thinking about it, praying about it. I made Jamila smile.
And don't worry,
Jamila,
I'll
do you
ask you for a referral fee if I work on that for sure.
but you promise you'll represent me, right?
Definitely love to be a lawyer. That's a joke.
Oh, before Jamila, how about contracts? Like for instance, entertainment contracts,
IP
movies.
contracts, we can help them or depending upon the fact. Now, what we do, if there are big companies in the Philippines, right? There are some big IT companies, there are big businessmen in the Philippines. If they want to start an office in America, we can help them to start an entire company in America. We can set them up completely. So a lot of IT companies, I would say healthcare companies, or any kind of manufacturing companies, we can help them to set up a branch office here. And if you're a nurse in the Philippines, if you want to migrate to America, you finished up your CGFNS, you finished up your NCLEX exam, we can work with you. If you're a physical therapist, if you have a sponsor, we can work with your sponsor. If you're an artist, we can work with you. So anything that deals with immigration, we are here to work with you. And 7 days a week in the Jackson Heights office, which is the heart of the Filipino community.
Attorney, investor's visa, how much money do you need to invest in America right now?
Right.
It's gone up a lot. That's $900,000. That's a lot of money. And there are people who are doing it. But also the other thing which I want to talk about is I had an email actually from a company from the Philippines. They have 60 people working for them, and they want to start a branch office. That is a possibility. We can start a branch office for them. And the good news is, if you start a branch office, they can come over here. Their wife can come here, the husband come here, and children under 21 can come in, and they can come in as managers. And within a few years, they can also get the green card
Interesting.
under the L visa category, L1 visa.
I know you accept a lot of corporate or big investors.
We handle
or
corporate visas, investors visas. We handle entertainers,
right.
artists, performers, models, nurses, J visas, fiance visas, asylums, marriage-based immigration cases, battered spouses. Anything that touches the world of immigration, we can help you with it.
I was gonna ask you if they're in the Philippines or they're abroad and they're trying to process their visas through you, how do they pay you? And then here in America, the simple payments. Do you accept installment payments
Yes,
for people who
we
have
have payment
smaller
plans in the
cases?
office for the Filipino community. Besides that, we accept payments by wire transfer, we accept credit cards, and we accept checks. So that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
And here, do you accept installments?
Yes, we have payment plans. Yes.
Filipinos love doing hulugan. We call it hulugan, where they can do installments and they can pay little by little by little by little.
Sure. We can work
And
out a
can they do that?
on the case, we can work out a payment plan.
Oh, payment plan is good. Filipinos like that. Jamila, any more questions?
Yes,
You have
actually,
one. You have one more question before we end the show.
can we make it two? Because
Make it two
There's-
then.
all right,
too
so
short.
sure. So the first one is from Anne Meredith Raza Rice, and the question is, what is the possibility of sponsoring or bringing my brother's son, who is 12 years old, here in the United States?
What is the possibility of bringing my brother's son who's over here?
Oh no, the question is the possibility of sponsoring or bringing my brother's son to the United States, who is 12 years old.
That's going to be difficult. So the way it works is that she'll have to sponsor her brother. Once if the brother comes in, then that son can come in. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for the son to come in.
Understand. Thank you so much. And the other question is, this was asked earlier, but I read it wrong. My apologize. And the question again is from Burudung Pakbong. And the question is, I have employers willing to sponsor someone who is legal in the United States, but they need to know what are the requirements to do
So I
that.
think the best thing in this case is that it depends on the job profile. It depends on exactly like the job title, depends on the need of the employer, depends on the prevailing wages of that occupation. So the best thing for them would be to email us or come in and see us in the Jackson Heights office from Monday through Sunday, make an appointment, and that's why we kept our doors open for the Filipino community. They can make an appointment in any of our three offices, in Jackson Heights, in the Ozone Park office, or in the Jamaica office. So if you are living in Long Island, you can see us in the Jamaica office. If you're in some other state, see us in any of our offices. If you are on the south side in Brooklyn, come in and see us in our Liberty Avenue office. Come and make an appointment, and the first initial personal consultation is free, and we would be happy to answer the questions.
Yes, I do encourage all the Filipinos. Mabait na mabait po si Attorney Gehi at saka nakakatuwa siya pagkausap niyo. I was just saying that they will enjoy chatting with you because you say it as it is and you're funny and you're charismatic.
Thank you.
Attorney, I know you're the principal attorney of Gehi and Associates, but I know you have a lot
We have
of other
very
attorneys.
experienced lawyers because what we've done is that, these people are experienced in different fields. So for marriage-based immigration, you're someone who's very good. You're someone who's very good in asylums. So when people come in, we try to connect them with the right people in the firm. We also have a criminal lawyer here. Then we have a business attorney over here. We have a family law and matrimonial attorney. We have a labor law lawyer. We have all different kinds of lawyers. Because sometimes there are some employers over here, they get into trouble because of wage and hour cases. We can help those employers too. If you're an employee who's not getting paid their salaries, even if you're undocumented, if you're not getting paid from your employer, we may be able to help you.
Attorney, we definitely from the bottom of our hearts. Jamila, you want to say your 1 minute thank you to Attorney for supporting our endeavors, and I will do the same thing, and then I will ask the last question.
Okay. Thank you, Louis, for giving me this opportunity. And as always, I'm very thankful to Attorney Naresh Gehi, who's like a family to me, for always being there and supporting all the things that I've been doing from the beginning, and also for being the legal advisor of the Katak Film Society. And I really, really appreciate on behalf of our organization. Thank you so much. And also on behalf of course, our founder, Luis Pedron here, International Film Festival Manhattan, NYC. Thank you so much. God
Thank
bless
you.
you po, and more power.
Thank you so much.
And also on behalf of International Film Festival Manhattan, Attorney Naresh Gehi is actually the patron of the arts, supporting the film industry through the International Film Festival Manhattan.
I'm always here.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
I'm always
Attorney,
here to
Salamat
work
po.
and help with help the Filipino
you po.
community. Thank
Maraming
you so much.
salamat po.
Salamat. I'll be back again. And remember, we handle immigration cases from all over the United States and the world. Doesn't matter where you are. If you cannot come and email us, and I'll be happy to answer emails at info@gehilaw.com.
So, Attorney, we have 2 more minutes. Usually, this is what I say in marketing. They actually buy not the message, but the messenger. You have a couple of minutes. Please introduce yourself, how you became a successful immigrant in America, and maybe give us a words of wisdom, in 2 minutes, to encourage us immigrants, to how to pursue our citizenship and how to become good citizens here in America.
Right. So most importantly, I would say that if you are out of status or if you're undocumented in this country, first thing is that think positive. Just by sitting in your house and just kind of worrying about it, it's not going to solve the problem. Meet with a lawyer and ask them about your options. So that is like you'll be winning 50% of the battle. Secondly, as I'm telling people, marriage is such a great option. And I've had so many people, including people from the Filipino community, who get married and they sponsor their green cards. When you are eligible for your citizenship, don't wait. Come in and see us and we'll apply for you as soon as possible because there are many benefits of becoming an American citizen. If your spouse is abusing you, don't try to work out a relationship wherein you are a victim of extreme cruelty. If he's beating you up, if he's troubling you, if he's harassing you every day, see a lawyer and you may be able to self-sponsor yourself for a green card. If you're a nurse, speak to your employer. Hey, tell them, listen, I've worked so hard for you. I'm an RN and I want to apply for my green card. We are here to help you with that. If you are from the arts or if you're from any other industry, if you're an artist, you're an entertainer or a performer, we can help you with that by applying for the right visa for you. You can also consider political asylum. It's a good thing for you to look into such matters. It's going to help you tremendously.
Attorney Gehi, maraming salamat po. And we are so encouraged with your words of wisdom. We will see you again next week. We will be asking a lot of questions, so send it to us, PM Luis Pedron and Jamila Rose Laneses. Of course, the phone number for free consultation, 718-263-5999. ask for Attorney Naresh Gehi, set up an appointment with them, tell them the situation, tell them that Jamila and Luis sent you. They have a new office in Jackson Heights, Queens, where the Filipino area is.
Yeah.
Malapit na malapit mo sa Filipino area, sa mga restaurants, sa mga Indian area, kakain muna kayo. Kasi in Jackson Heights, it's available na yung outdoor dining. So, 7409 37th Avenue, Suite 205, Jackson Heights, New York, 11372. And their website is gehilaw.com. That's GEHI law.com. Thank you very much, Attorney Gehi.
Thank you.
Yes, one thing I want to say before
Luis
is that the
is
instant
here.
program is an attorney advertisement,
Yes, po.
and prior results do not guarantee future outcome. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po, and see you again next week. Green
Thank you.
card with Attorney Gehi.
Attorney
This is
Gehi.
Luis Pedron, Jamila
And this is
Rose
Jamila
Lanete,
Rose
and
Lanete.
of course our star of the day, Attorney
Hello.
Naresh Gehi.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Bye.
Maraming salamat
Mwah.
po.